So what kind of rescue did you just
I guess we call ourselves a ranch rescue now, since we're rescuing Bobby every 5 minutes.
Yeah, Rachel and I just loaded up the old 30-foot extension ladder here because Dutch and Brandy's been chasing old Bobby around the neighborhood. Did you make a video about it? Did you video the rescue, Brandy?
Bad boy.
Brandy, did you video the rescue?
No. Oh no, he had.
Time for a girlfriend.
Crazy. Yeah, that's what Brandy was saying.
No, Bobby's home.
I'll sucking them their food out. Hey, I was trying to rub your belly.
Is he asleep or dead?
Hey, I'm rubbing your belly. It's getting a massage. I'm rubbing your belly.
What's their names?
Percy and Pearl.
Percy and Pearl.
Watch him. He'll drop like a rock. Come on, come on.
He said, well, the ground's
too wet.
kind of wet. I don't like
Come
laying
on.
on the
He's
ground.
getting ready to go.
Oh.
He's going.
Hey Kevin, what we've been doing is
Right on your leg.
in the afternoon and letting them eat grass.
Let them graze
yeah,
a little bit.
we got it's more like weeds, but it's grass they eat.
And they find some acorns.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Well, that was exciting. We just got back from Dutch and Brandy's place. You guys will got to go check out his video. His peacock Bobby decided to take off last night and wander around the neighborhood. Kind of left the farm and did his own thing. Stayed the night out in the woods up in a tree, and they finally got him back. So Rachel and I went over there because he said, man, we finally found the peacock, and he's like 30 foot up in the tree. And I had an extension ladder, so I loaded it up in the back of my flatbed, and Rachel and I headed over there to go try to help him. But luckily, by the time we got there, they had already rescued him. So I'm not feeding today, but I've got a couple of stories to kind of share with you guys. See, the goats think it's dinner time. Just a little update. So yesterday, I'm telling you, it was probably the windiest it has ever been since we've lived here in like the last 18 years or whatever. We had like 45 to 55 mile per hour winds, just absolutely crazy. And with that came a little bit of kind of a miracle, is like we kind of been talking about and calling it. And I'll show you guys here in just a minute. We couldn't video yesterday. There was no way we could video yesterday, as windy as it was. But one thing I did do is I came out here and I started weed eating because I couldn't really do anything else. It wasn't raining, it was just super windy. Today it's raining right now. But what I did is I cleaned up around our blackberry bushes and I built these little raised beds around them. What we're going to do is fill that up with compost, and then I am going to put a like a weed barrier or something on top of it to try to keep the weeds down. I'm going to get some more of these blackberry plants to plant in here to kind of have a little bit of a blackberry bed. You can see we already got some started. I don't know how well I'm using the GoPro, by the way. So let's just take a walk. I'll just kind of give you guys a little tour today. Since we can't do much else, I'm in between the rainstorms. It's storming on and off all day today. Been trying to do videos and stuff, but it's just sometimes it don't work out. So I got my GoPro because it is waterproof. So I'm coming down here to our little fruit orchard, if you want to call it that. Got a few fruit trees. Got some apple trees. They're all blooming at different times because they're different varieties. You can see this one's just now starting to get the leaves on it. This one right here is got quite a bit of blooms, and I don't know much about pruning these things, so it is what it is. I've done a little bit over the years. I don't know if I'm hurting it worse or if I'm helping it at all, but we do got the apple trees, and then over there we got 3 different pear trees. One of them already bloomed out, one of them's already got little pears on it. This is a different kind of apple tree here. You can see it's got the buds on it, blooms, whatever. This one I think is even different than that one. And then if you guys remember, only one of the pawpaw trees is still alive, and I think it's this one right here. But I don't think it's got any leaves coming out yet. They usually wait a little bit. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff we got going on here. The quack pack's over there. So let's get started on this first story. You guys probably seen this in my hand and I haven't said a word about it. I've got a story about Mojo I want to share with you guys, but kind of talking back about the wind, since we're on that subject, let's go talk about that. And that is what this rope and this old recycled water hose, I'm gonna repurpose it. This is an old water hose we had down at the Spanish and Kiko pen that Mr. Leesky got a hold of and kind of tore it up. But I just threw it in the Ranger, and I was like, you know what, I can probably repurpose that somehow. It has teeth holes and all that in it where he's been chewing on it. here's Ghostface and her baby. Ghost, how's your leg today, girl? You doing all right? You want to say hi? Say hi, YouTube. Say hi. She said hi. Don't lick the camera. Just say hi to everybody. All right. So I gotta show you everybody. Millie's throwing a fit because I let Ghostface say hi. Millie, you want to say hi? Millie's a show off. Tell him, Millie. So look how big the other geese are getting. They are really getting their feathers in. Well, you know, Millie, come here, girl. People say they can't believe how your feathers grow backwards. Crazy. Crazy. All right, I don't know if you guys could even hear a single word I said. All right, so when we were out here doing the videos and stuff, you guys might have noticed a tree out here. And this is a tree I planted when we first moved on this property 18 years ago, I guess. I went out in the woods and I seen these trees that had these awesome like blooms and stuff on them. I was like, I think that's a dogwood tree. At that time I didn't know. Well, brought it home and planted it. It wasn't a dogwood tree. It's actually a sand plum or a wild plum tree. And for those of you that have been following our channel for the last couple years, we had a bad storm roll through 2 years ago. If you remember, it blew a big tree down next to our house, and it blew this tree right here. It blew it down, and it has been laying here for 2 years. Well, like I said, yesterday the winds were absolutely insane, and like I said, I couldn't even video. But as we were leaving last night, and this was even after I came out and fed in my usual evening time feeding, came out and fed, the tree was still laying down, but later that evening, the wind got so crazy it stood this tree up. And let me show you. You can see how all the foliage on this side of the tree is gone. There's no foliage on that side because that part was actually laying on the ground right here, and the goats eat everything they can get their teeth on. So they could get to all that. And they actually were using this whole tree to climb on and stuff like that. Well, this side was up in the sky, so the goats couldn't get to that. So you can see it's still got a lot of foliage on it. And if you look real close, there is some little plums. That right there's a little plum, there's a little plum, there's more back there. They're just all over, they're hard to see, but there's plenty of them on here. And at one time, we had our hog pen right here years ago before YouTube started. And the fence to the hog pen went right up against this tree, and the hogs absolutely loved when this fruit would fall off this tree. They get about the size of quarters, and they're really good, but you got to catch them when they're ripe. If you get them right before they're ripe, they're really bitter, like almost like a green persimmon. They're not very good. But if you wait till they're ripe, they're really good. But anyways, you know, we tried standing this tree up with our backhoe with the Kubota M59 tractor. Last year we tried to stand it up and we were going to stake it off. And we couldn't really get it up without breaking the roots. And I was like, no, let's not do it because it's just going to kill it. Well, yesterday, Mother Nature blew this tree back to where it was standing upright. Just like it was before the storm came in and knocked it down. Now you can see right here, it looks like one of the roots got broke. I don't know if it's fully broke or not, but it does look like it has a main taproot right there that's got some pretty good size on it, and then it's got some other roots. Now you can see a lot of these are above ground, but it is still all intact and then going back down in the ground, getting water and nutrients. So I think it's gonna live. But that is where the water hose and this mule tape is going to come into play. What I think I'm gonna do is wrap this water hose around it, and I'm gonna stake it off to this guy wire right here that's holding up our power line pole. You can see up there. And this stuff right here is rubber and rope. It is not conductive because this is metal right here. And the goats play around it, and then lightnings, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point. So I'm not using any wire, nothing like that. I'm using rope and rubber so it doesn't conduct any lightning or electricity back into that tree, just in case the goats are on it. So let's see if I can't set this camera up and try to, my goal is to tie this tree up to where the wind can't blow it back over, because we absolutely love this tree. It's one of the first ones I ever planted on our property, and it provides a good shade tree. And then whenever the fruit starts getting ripe and starts falling, the goats and the chickens absolutely love it. And I don't know where I'm gonna set this camera up without the goats eating it, so bear with me. Okay, so just a temporary little thing I got on here. You can see I use this water hose because this tree is still growing, and if you just put this rope on there real tight, what would happen is it would actually grow into the rope and then you wouldn't be able to get it out, and sometimes it can kill it. So if this tree does live, because like I said, when it bent it back over, it broke that root right there, so we'll see. And I just tied it to that guy wire, so we'll see. I kind of left it up high so none of the goats could hopefully get into it. I might move this up a little bit because I don't want them to choke or nothing like that. I'll have to fix it. I think it'll be fun. All right, so some of the goats are out and about waiting to eat, and some of them are here in the barn staying dry. Then you got old Boris Johnson, the Polish rooster over here with his hairdo. Well, you know, Boris, goofy looking rooster. Hey girls. So let's get to the next story. Mojo's over on the porch sleeping because we got some thunder and lightning rolling through, and he absolutely hates these thunderstorms. He don't like rainy days. But let's see, what was it, 2 nights ago, it was getting late. I was editing the video, and Mojo was out here standing right here where I'm standing, barking, looking out here towards the woods. Kind of show you guys. And you guys know in the last video we had the coyote over there, and that's when we found our turkey hen. Matilda was out there in the woods doing her thing. She kept flying over the fence, going over in the woods, and Rachel was going to town and seen that coyote run across the driveway, and she called, said, hey, there's a coyote, you need to go get Matilda, she's over there. So we did. When she got home, we clipped the rings, so now she can't jump over the fence or fly over the fence. And that was fine. I just figured that coyote was back and Mojo was doing his job, because I'm telling you, every night Mojo is working non-stop, barking on our perimeter, whether it be bobcats, owls, coyotes is what usually is. We got game cameras and stuff set up, and usually we're getting photos and videos of the coyotes coming around, and they know not to get into our fence because we got all the livestock guardian dogs. So it's not a big thing usually when he's over here barking. We just let him do his thing, scare him off, whatever. Well, he kept doing this for like an hour, so I finally got done editing, and I come out here and I shine the light around over here in the woods and never seen nothing, never heard nothing except him barking. Well, he was trying to warn me this whole time. One of these days I'm gonna get smart and I'm gonna learn to listen to our livestock guardian dog, because what he was trying to tell me is there was some baby goats stuck. And if you guys remember the chicken tractor we built several years ago, not this one right here, not our new one, the old chicken tractor that we raised our meat chickens in. I got it sitting over here because when we first brought Matilda, the Sebastopol goose home, we put her in here. And well, this hasn't moved since we brought her home. Well, guess who figured out how to jump up on the sides and play on this thing? And guess what they did? Look at this. So some of the goat kids were jumping up here and playing on this tarp. Can't really see it right here, but what they did is they managed to keep doing it until they actually busted a hole in the tarp and they broke the chicken wire. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. This used to be chicken wire that came down here and it was stapled. Well, those goat kids were playing on this thing, jumping on both sides. They actually busted it right here too, you can see. They busted the chicken wire, so I'm gonna have to fix this before we can even use it again. They got a big hole right here. Them dadgum goat kids. So what had happened was I had this shut the other night. It was shut, the latch was locked. Goat kids fell through, there was 2 of them. They couldn't get out. So I came out here, shined the light, never heard the goat kids, never seen what Mojo was talking about. And then all of a sudden we're fixing to go to bed. It was late at that time, and turned the TV off and I heard this screaming, like crying. I said, something ain't right. Well, Mojo was still sitting out here and I was like, there's something out there. It's either got a goat kid or one of the goats or something. I don't know what's going on. Mojo's been barking for hours. Well, I came out here and at that time they were screaming. So I ran out here with the flashlight and something else. And I got a hummingbird flying around right here bothering these goats. But anyways, I came out here and I heard the screaming was over here, and I walked over at the flashlight and there was 2 goat kids in here. And at that time, I did not know they were jumping on this top. So the whole time Mojo was trying to warn me, telling me, hey, those kids are jumping on that deal. And then finally, I didn't pay no attention, came back out here and they were actually stuck in it. And they were stuck in it that whole time. He was barking and trying to alert me, and I failed on that part. Mojo did a good job trying to tell me, hey, the goat kids are stuck, and I didn't listen. But I came out here, let them out, all is good, and since then they haven't jumped on it anymore that I've noticed. The GoPro decides to mess up, so I'm doing this video a couple days later because I go to edit, and then I realized that the camera messed up and I lost all the rest of the footage, and I don't remember what I said. So let's talk to the hero again himself. Right, boy? He's kind of scared because we got some storms moving in again. It's fixing to get a little hairy. And you guys know he don't like these storms at all, right, Bubba? But yeah, guys, Mojo alerted me that night. Kept barking, and I knew something wasn't right, but I just assumed the coyotes were out in the woods. And go out there, shine the light, nothing. Don't see anything, don't hear the little goats screaming in that chicken tractor. But waited an hour later and we were fixing to go to bed and he's still out there barking. So I come out and I look a little closer, and then I can hear the goats screaming their heads off because at that time they were probably getting hungry, wanting some of their mama's milk. And they were going crazy, so that told me I better get to looking a little bit closer. And sure enough, they were locked in there. And Mojo was happy because he's finally like, hey, Dad, you finally decided to listen to me. And that's where I'm going with this, is sometimes we just need to slow down and listen to our dogs, especially if you own livestock and you have livestock guardian dogs. They usually know what's going on. They usually know when there's a threat. They know when these goats don't feel good. They know if there's one stuck in got their head stuck in a feeder like that. You guys remember that, don't you? Yep. Hold on. Look at this. Come here, Boots. What do you got on your face, girl? Come here. What have you gotten into? Come here. Let me get that off your face. Come here. She ain't gonna let me catch her. What do you got on your face, huh? What is that? It almost looks like a cobweb, but I think it's part of that tarp. The same tarp that the kids busted down. Oh, now we got one stretching. So the kids are supposed to be playing on stuff like this, not that. There's Millie. Millie! You can see everybody likes playing over there by the tarp. I got the door open, so if anyone does jump on it, they can get right back out. But oh, here comes these kids. What are y'all, getting hungry or thirsty? Huh? You getting hungry? Come here. Come here. All right. Anyways, we got a storm fixing to blow in. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. The sun's going down. Ponds are full. We've been getting some rain. That's always a good thing, especially when you have ducks or waterfowl. But guys, I'm telling you, I know I say it over and over, livestock guardian dogs are worth their weight in gold. It's just like having an alarm system, right, Bubba? It's like having an alarm system. When there's something not going right, you guys alert us. Because we can't just stay out there all the time, can we? That's what you're for. But you're a great worker. You're a great partner. You know that? You always let us know when there's problems. Just like if you guys caught the video where the goat had its head stuck in the feeder, and one of our cameras right here on the front of the house actually picked up Mojo running out there and trying to yank that goat out of the feeder, right? Yeah. Just stuff like that. We gotta learn to. Sometimes these dogs aren't vocal. Sometimes they don't bark. But just by watching their actions and the way they act and stuff like that, you can tell that there's always something going on. Because they know best. They know their goat's best. The goat herd is their family and their best friends. And they know when there's something weird going on. He keeps wanting to shake. Are you gonna be shy today? Hey, tell everybody. Tell them, Mojo. Look up. I'll pet you, but you gotta look up, brother. Anyways, guys. All right, I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to update you guys and let you know the big man is doing his job, no doubt. He is an asset to Hidden Heights Farm. Rachel and I, big time. So anyways, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like this video, leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time. Oh, what was that? Thought that was a possum, but it was Gracie. Well, you know, Mo. You good boy? Yeah.